Hi there, my name is Kendrick and welcome to ENFP Mail. Today I will talk about an audiobook called Happy by Derren Brown. So I decided to learn more from the resource materials that Dave and Shan in the Objective Personality class have mentioned to be alphas. And it's good to learn from alphas because you can figure out how they learn how to use their fourth function or their fourth animal, and instead of going all in their saviors, they decided to go all in their demons, which is a breath of fresh air. With that being said, this book, Happy, I personally found it to be painful to read. I don't think it's a bad book per se. I just think that because Derren Brown and me, we have no functions in common, that a lot of the information that he was giving is better suited for someone that has his function stack. I do think when you're consuming books, it's good to read from someone that has similar functions as you. You don't have to have all of the same functions, but if you can have 2 out of 4, I think it's good because you can learn something and you can build on something. Now, with that being said, even though I don't have any functions the same as Derren Brown, I can still think about some of the stuff that he said and I can use some of them as a tool. I personally do not relate to a lot of stuff that he mentioned in the audiobook that I listened to, but I think if you have similar function stack as him, especially if you are in the TIFE axis, it's an amazing book for you. What I like about Derren Brown and what he covers in the book is it clearly illustrates that even though he is NF first, he really values the truth. So he went all in the TI and talks about the truth quite a bit, which is very good for someone that has TI as a demon. He's also clearly well informed, and you can tell he's info dominant because he gathered a lot of facts to support his arguments in the book. On the chapter 14 of his audiobook or book, he talks a lot about existential stuff, and they're neat to think about, but I think you would relate to it better if you are TI as opposed to someone with FI. So I think 2 of the concepts that I found interesting on his book, even though most of the book I found very unrelatable to consume, is the fact when he talks about smoking cigarettes. So he said that if you are someone that quit smoking cigarettes and 3 months later you cave in and you smoke 1 cigarette, he said you didn't fail because before that 3 months, you would be smoking every day for the 3 months. And if you just smoke 1 cigarette every 3 months, that's still a victory. So he said in life, if you drop the ball and you fail on doing something that you are trying to be disciplined at, if it's a small failure, it's not a failure, it's actually a success. And that's the truth because it's still better than what you did in previous years. So I think that's a very good tool and mindset to think about, where let's say you're trying to lose weight and then you crash, and for 3 months you've been eating 100% clean, and by the 3rd month you cave in and eat a lot of burgers and fries and pizza. Well, guess what? You still didn't fail because that was just 1 day of the 3 months that you crashed. Another good tip that he had in the audiobook that I thought was pretty good was he said that you should think of yourself in 3rd person point of view. So whenever you're feeling bad, tell that same story of that bad thing that happened to you in a 3rd person point of view and see if you still feel bad, because if you don't feel bad anymore and you just think it's ridiculous, then it's not as bad as you think. So I think those are some good tools that he talked about in the book. And what I really like about Derren Brown is the fact that he went all in the logic, which is the NT, and he's NT last, and the fact that he went all in that, he's also using his extrovert sensing to gather facts, which a lot of IGs have trouble doing. I think this guy is definitely a role model for a lot of people with the same function stack as him. Anyways, that's about it for today's video. I'll see you next time.